Hello, everybody. Welcome, Enrique.
Hello, Peter. How are you? Oh, we have a very R&B
Very,
music on the background today.
very good. Nice to see you guys. The May starts very nicely, so we are just in a very good mood today with Enrique because we have a lot of sun, a lot of. That was, I think, the 2 days, no, 2 days free in France, 3 days in Poland. I don't know how many in Spain. Any 3 days in
One,
Spain
one,
for?
one. This time only one, depending on the region. But yeah, no. A shameful, right? Only Monday back.
And I think the 8th of May it will be a free day in France as well. Welcome everybody. Welcome to BIM Cafe. Great to have you with us. We have fantastic guests today as usual, which is our caliber and the importance of our guests are growing as we're growing our the LinkedIn newsletter and also the follow-ups. Guys, thank you very much for this. Which one? This. I will never. Please subscribe. Get into us just as much as you can, as you wish. Please just help us to grow the community. Our goal with Enrique is really just to reach the couple of thousand guys, so we can just really have we have impact to the construction industry and all of the transformation. So, no further ado, what we will do
No
today.
further. Well, let me just also remember the LinkedIn newsletter because we are getting close to the 10,000 people, and this is gonna throw a big party when we get that. So almost there, the 10,000 people did. New article coming up today as every Friday. So please subscribe. Make sure you are on that because also it's a good way to get the notification from every new interview we
9,000
get.
people.
Yeah. Wanna make
Enrique,
a
do
big
you
party? You will see.
Let's just okay, guys. If you wish to put on the comments where you wish to have a party and the place which will get the most votes, we will do the party. Okay.
Only room for 10,000 people. That's what we need.
We have the room for 10,000 people, or we will do this on Champs-Élysées in Paris. I think it will be really one of the big event for the Champs-Élysées. So let's do this, guys. Thank you very much, all of you. Enrique, great job for putting all of the effort to making sure that we have
Thank
all of the guys.
you.
Let's go to the subject today. Who we have
Today's
today?
topic, in our left side of the screen, here is Tamas Borodi and Sean Phillips, both guys working from OpenSpace. I'm going to talk about capturing the reality. This is what OpenSpace, this American company, is doing to help the construction site in terms of documentation and detecting some mistakes. So it's a very interesting conversation because from my side, they are developing what is a simple technology and can really make an impact on site. So they came over to our BIM Cafe to explain what we do and why they think that this is going to be a good solution for the job sites to be on doing the registration of I said, any single mistake with the recording the reality.
Great. And I just remember, guys, 10:30. It will be released on the YouTube, so you can look the 1 hour interview of the folks. Really interesting and just something which, as Enrique mentioned, simple solution, but I think it can make an impact.
Exactly. So let's jump into the first topic. First question we ask: so how is it the real work on site, right? And they say, you know what? Sadly, we are still using the papers. That's why we need to really break in with some classic tools like capture and so on. So let's take a look at what Tamas and Sean said.
And you know, we see that on a daily basis. There are customers who've got this big vision, you know, do everything in 3D and go into the direction that everything is digital and using models. But the reality is that still most of the customers in most of the countries are working from 2D plans, from papers, and even in many solutions they use pen and paper. So yes, that's what you described, Enrique. That's happening. Yeah, we're going back to the paper and then trying build the reality from there as we speak.
And what is your experience, Sean, on site? Because you've been there more on the field side. So
Yeah, I would say it's a little bit depressing at times going on site because when you talk to the office, they have these incredible models and you can really visualize and see what's going to be built. And then you go to the job site and you walk into a trailer and they're just racks of paper. And 90% of the time, those racks of paper are useless because the plans have changed in the last month. And to print and redeliver and get the right information out, it creates a huge information gap and impacts the schedule, rework, budget, everything. It just kind of falls apart. So that 3D, 2D, and then building in 3D, cycle, it needs to change. I think the industry is really adopting and seeing the power of maintaining 3D throughout the construction process. And now there's technology that enables that. But I think what we're really waiting to catch up is the contracts. The contracts are still 2D based and requiring 2D documents. And until that starts to change, the constant thread of 3D through the project is really going to kind of sit in the background. So there's some contractual changes now. There's a lot of technology in place. And I see a bright future for it. We just need the entire process to catch up.
Racks of paper hanging on the hallway. This is what I saw. And some guys when I was working in construction site, the comment, Enrique, but look at this. We made this. That drawing was issued 10 days ago, and it's completely rubbish, right? But
yeah, no, but I think this is normal stuff, right? And this is what we can see all of on the construction side. And you know, even if in different industries, we always have the same problem, right? In IT, in telco, etc. You have the cables just laying on the ground, and then you just have the plants, and you have reality, right? So just you heard a lot about the cutting fibers, you know, we just, this construction to work, just cut the fiber cable and block all of the airports, etc. You know, that's standard plan and the reality, you know.
Yeah.
But the guys who can help, but.
And this is let's link it to the next topic. So we asked directly, okay, so paper prints out in the construction site, are they dead? So he said, no, not at all. There's some cases where they are useful. Let's see where.
You know, I'm not saying there will never be a role for paper, because as you described, you know, whether it's the heat or if you're, you know, working in the Nordics, you can't take a tablet out in -10. It's going to go black, shut down, and it becomes a new hammer. So I think it's finding a way where the 2D reflects 3D in a current enough state that you're not losing important information. And if there is something that is conflicting or challenging, then you can take your time and go to the, you know, job trailer or job site office and resolve it as a group. But ideally, you have the right information. One of my clients in the US always used to say, I need the right information at the point of attack. So everybody who's doing the work on site has what they need to continue working, and they only go to seek information when they really need it, where it's something that can absolutely impact the job. Otherwise, you know, they're very talented people in the field. They're almost like little computers, because they can look at the 2D and actually picture it. They see it in 3D, but, you know, that ability is starting to fade out of the industry as well. So it's adding technology to educate and also share knowledge between, you know, the varying ages of the workforce.
I like the
tablet on the Nordics, new hammer.
Yeah, from the moment of attack, I like it. So it's just you know, you need.
No, it's good.
Right,
it's very good.
That's very good. Just I think you will have the more insights when you will look at the full video. So I think guys, just do not hesitate. 10:30, it's there, or after. Of course, you can watch it later on or whenever. But that will be enabled just after our streaming right now.
Yeah, and it's very interesting that, because actually with you give a tablet, for example, where all the plans are there, you're giving all the information to one person. So the person needs to start to also be filtering and look for the precise piece of data that he's looking for on that moment. So that's why you say, okay, sometimes it's useful to give a piece of paper, this printout, this zooming area, because that's the point of attack, as Sean said. So there is always room for a piece of paper printout. It's going to be more clarifying, but, you know, we cannot be with all racks hanging around the construction site, right? So going for the next one, we just do a brief in discussing the state of the construction site workflows, and we say, okay, so how guys you try to make this improving with the solution that you are bringing us to present, and it's capturing the reality. So having the cameras and capturing the reality itself to make an impact of all the changes and documentation hanging on. So let's see how they explain what is the solution, and we comment afterwards.
Let's go.
Is really changing the industry in our view, transforming the industry, because what reality capture allows that the customer can capture and document their job site building passively in a very easy, fast way. And the technology allows people to access these sites remotely. So again, we're talking about how information and technology can help customers managing their job site. I mean, this is a great example. We can bring in different stakeholders to look at the same information, access the same information, and make decisions right on the spot. And doing that is super simple. I always have this with me, and I have to show you that that's always on my table. Basically, that's it. The technology is purely a mobile phone and 360 camera, which makes the whole experience very, very easy and very simple. And I'm sure we will talk about later on about the adoption and what makes a technology successful. But simplicity and ease of use are really, really things which essential in our experience. And we always like to remind or put this into context what we're doing. I mean, what we're doing is helping the traditional challenges of documenting what's happening on site. So if someone is using a mobile phone, you know the pain. You go on site and try to make hundreds of thousands of pictures on that site, and then you come off, and how painful to reorganize that, put that in the structure, figure out where did I make that picture. I mean, compared to that experience, what reality capture offers you is astonishing and huge value.
So you will be looking like a Teletubbies, right? Yeah, but okay.
So the idea, just put your helmet on, walk around the site, and you're capturing the reality itself. No, so it's very splendid name of reality capture. Just capture the reality. So how did you avoid to be getting the pictures around?
Did we catch you just when the video finished? You have the just last bite of the breakfast.
I was swallowing. Yeah. That's the speed we are on, guys. And we cannot have time to leave our desk.
It's at the end of the BIM Cafe, guys. Okay, so it's just don't be just too hard on us. Okay, and this is Friday morning, so that's normal.
Exactly. Well, so I think it's a good idea. No, it's not like the definitive tool to digitalize the construction industry, but you can start by doing those things, capturing the reality, so that save you papers, taking pictures, or organize. So it's a step forward. I would say the first tool on for an easier workflow on the work site. What do you think? Agree?
I just don't know. I'm still struggling to see, all of these tools and extra additions. It's like when you have the computer and when you start to adding add-ons. At the end, you don't have the power for the core activity, right? So I hear it, but if it's not integrated within the whole process, that can just be difficult because it's an extra stuff, right? So you need to train extra.
Yeah. And during the interview, you guys will see now, but Peter was challenging this idea. Say, for example, okay, so what about if there is a corner is dark, there's not enough lighting, you are shaking with your head, no? So the pictures are not properly taken. Is it useful, right? So let's see what is the answer
from for the bad questions. Sorry for that.
Yeah. That's why we made them come to the BIM Cafe to feel a bit comfortable. So it's the bitter BIM Cafe we got. Let's take a look at them.
And I would say, I mean, the joy and challenge of construction is there's always going to be something that isn't ideal, right? Every time I started my day, I knew it was a matter of, okay, am I best prepared to answer all the questions and deal with all the problems that are going to come my way today? It's unavoidable. And it's the same thing with the lighting. There's going to be areas that don't have the right safety lighting. But, with a lot of these reality capture solutions, and OpenSpace specifically has leveraged their AI to enhance imagery. And these little devices here have an incredible flash on them. And we have customers who there's new areas that the team hasn't run safety lighting through yet. They just throw their flash on, they walk through, and you'd be amazed with how effective that can be because of the back-end capability of the solution and the capability of the hardware itself. It can really enhance and take in all the light that it needs. So I think it's as the software and the hardware improves, the lighting is becoming less of an issue. But there's always going to be those times that you do have challenges. But like Tamas said, you get your results so quickly you can just go back out there and capture that one section properly, and make sure you have it, because the documentation is invaluable at the end of the project.
Yeah, they handle.
So we need to trust the AI that it will fix the lighting.
Yeah, they handle very well all of the questions. I think they have really good practical experience on the field and just working in the construction site. So I think also you can guys just take a look in the details. But Sean, he just also spent his life on the construction side and working on the construction. So that's also the beauty of all of the details which you can see.
Mm-hmm. And it's also one good point that said, I don't know if it's with capture on this clip of forward, but you guys can check it on the interview, which will be released in 15 minutes. But Tamas or Sean said that anyway, you have thousands of guys working through the whole construction site during the whole day. So just put my camera on, you're not gonna waste more time, right? So it's still interesting to have this mindset, because it's not an extra work you need to do. This work around the site is something that you usually are doing, so why not to keep doing it during the day with the camera on and capturing all that. Perfect. Let's jump into the next topic. And here, this is where we are challenging. Peter was challenging again. No, he's a tough one. You can see on this.
No.
Okay, so
The question. Oh.
You're asking the good question, because you were challenging, like, okay, this is...
the people go away from us. Come on, please don't. 10,000 people.
I'm the good cop, bad cop. We need to play this role, right? That's what we agreed at the beginning.
Okay, it's all the secret.
So, Peter said, sorry, is it true that this is to capture the reality and detect the potential mistakes on site? But what about if we don't have those mistakes? So we're assuming that we're going to have problems during the construction phase. Sean was defending, okay, every time there's a human involved, we have issues. So let's see what is the excuse for them, and we come right after.
In an ideal world, perhaps reality capture isn't needed. But anytime you have human input on a process, there's room for error. So even the most highly coordinated model that gets released to the construction team, and perhaps that team is only building from the model, I guarantee they've taken care of 75, 80, maybe 85%, but the money's in that 15% that's not addressed. So that's where there's always going to be a need for technology that allows the entire team to see the job site, not just the people on site. Because these large projects, the project team building might be in Madrid, the design team has offices in London, New York, Singapore. How do you share that information as quickly as possible? And paper just doesn't do it. Writing doesn't do it. But you send an image and everybody understands. And if that image is tied to the model itself, then people go, oh, I see. And instead of a week or 2 weeks, you have your answer the next day. You've really lost nothing when you compare it to what used to be. So I don't foresee a future where humans won't be involved in the construction process. So there's always going to be the need for something to verify, check, and communicate with from a technology standpoint.
I think I'm really impressed the way how they handle all of the difficult questions. So that's good one. So just again, check out the whole interview later on, and the product and the way how they approach it. I think it's really nice, and I think it can help you with some of your current problems on sites.
Yeah, but it's true that ideally we won't need technology like reality capture, because the reality should be already on place perfectly after coming from the design phase. We're having this, remember this word, like data-driven design. So we assess the data, check and evaluate, also make our simulations. So whatever we construct is going to be like perfect, right? Whatever we build is going to be perfect. But it's true that every time there is human inputs, and sometimes also machines slightly can also have this percentage of mistakes. So you always need these checking tools or verifications. That's why Tamas and Sean believe on that this technology, the reality capture, can always be useful. It's not going to be an ideal world where it won't be needed. Well, so next clip on, we're gonna take the comment that we said before at the point of attack, no, the right information and the right person at the right time, and this is crucial to deliver the quality of data. We were discussing about this with Fabio Roberti. You remember a couple of interviews ago, probably, when he was mentioning the quality of the data, the data quality. So you need to handle the data properly and not just with all the data, just the one that you need. So this is important to make the good decisions and make the work happen on site. So let's see how to get those data from the reality capture and how it's useful to make those good decisions there.
Again, giving the most information to anybody at any point in time. So because the model can run on a tablet alongside reality capture, you have this really rich context of not just what could be, but what is right now. So again, it gives you that proactive capability to start to recognize where errors might come and where to ask questions and get information prior to the work being done. And, you know, you can pretty much upload anything in those formats to reference with the reality capture. So we try and be as agnostic as possible. You know, like the walk that we did at Feria, I obviously didn't have a plan of the event center. I just took a picture of the map right at the entry, converted it to a PDF, did my walk, did a 3D scan of a Polestar car that was sitting there. And within 30 minutes, all of that was available to view. So that type of speed and information sharing is really what we're trying to do. I guess you could say it's democratizing the information. It's not keeping it locked in the office. It's not keeping it locked in the field. You're putting it all in one platform where people can really see what's going on rather than trying to have to interpret what's happening.
Interpretation, it's always, again, so what's your take on this? Because I'm just, you know, I'm convinced of the way how Sean he presented. So I think in Tamas,
yeah, they are good businessmen, right? they are trying to selling. But yeah, when I had the chance to meet Sean in the BIM Cafe in Madrid, and we tried the tool by ourselves. We just took a picture of the entry plan, the floor plan, converted to PDF, upload to the cloud service, and we did the work around with the camera on. So automatically you detect like 2 or 3 anchor points, and the data is already established, fixed, and upload. So it's pretty straightforward, and you can just say, okay, go to this corner, check this one. It's easy to do. So having the right information on the right time and on the right place as well is critical. And this information is something that Tamas said also, I think, on the first clip, that it should be easy to manage and a simple user interface. Otherwise, the people won't really, this is too complicated, like, you know, playing with Revit or other design tools. You need time to learn. This is very easy, user-friendly tool, and very simple as well. That's why you say, okay, just not buy the reality capture and your BIM model is going to be perfect. This has nothing to do with that. It's just an extra add-on, as you were saying before, to make the documentation flow easier on site. You need to balance between all that, right? Like not having 10,000 add-ons on your phone or project management assets.
Yeah, good. Wow.
So
what
next,
I think we are coming to the conclusion, or we have one more video to go.
We have one more to go, because if you remember, well, this sounds very familiar to me, to virtual reality, augmented reality. So we asked them, like, is it really related with that? Do you see a future for the virtual reality and augmented reality on site? So let's see how they link those reality capture and with this newest technology coming to the world.
Okay.
Virtual reality being used quite often in the design phase of projects, especially these, you know, large projects where details matter. And I've seen specific use cases in medical where you're building out surgical rooms, and the design team will actually take the surgeon, put them in the VR environment, and they can interact with the surgical room itself. And I've seen things of where the surgical room was designed for a right-handed doctor, but the surgeon, you know, in VR is like, I'm left-handed. I like switches here. And they're able to making, it sounds so silly, but making that switch in the digital world costs nothing. But if that gets out and it's a finished product, and you have a surgical room that can't be used because you have a left-handed surgeon, that's tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to rework that. or potentially, you know, the surgeon could just be like, you know what, I'm going to go somewhere that actually cares about how I operate. So the VR I see very useful in the design phase. And again, owners can't always sense from a 2D or even looking at a render how a space will feel when they walk in. So from, you know, say a restaurant, if you can let the chef walk in and actually feel what his kitchen looks like, there's a lot of benefit to getting that feedback in a digital form. AR has tried to catch on in construction, but there's a lot of challenges out in the field. It's dirty, very low cell and Wi-Fi signals, and you can't, if the augmented reality isn't perfectly aligned with reality, it doesn't do you any good. You know, bad information leads to bad decisions. So there's things that need to catch up. Virtual reality, I think, is really beneficial in the design phase. AR is getting there, like anything. I'm not saying it won't get there. There's just some pretty challenging hurdles given how construction sites look that make it, you know, not as functional as it could be.
Yeah, the construction site usually are really dirty as well. So just I really like all of these parts with the definitions, etc., and the dust and all. This is, you know, I like engineers who just sitting in the offices like we are sitting together and we just debating about how the construction works, etc. And then when you get there, you're saying, "Oh shit, this is completely different."
Yeah.
You know, I cannot see anything.
With our white collars, no? This is the one good point from Sean, that bad decisions or bad data that take to bad data take to bad decisions, right? So having an amazing tool like virtual reality or augmented reality, if it's not properly synchronized or anchored with the job itself, it's totally useless, right? So you cannot really take a good use of it. So otherwise, it's important, of course, it is still in development and so on, but you need to use it correctly. Like same as BIM, you have a massive model, you pay thousands of pounds, of euros, or dollars to someone to develop, but then you go on site and you're using AutoCAD or drafting on, so you're not using the technology on its full power.
Talking from the beginning, Enrique, we just think there's a huge money, just the industry of the software, industry of the ABCD, and they just putting, you need to pay a lot to get properly zero out the return on this. The BIM is a whole story about it. We were not able to find where to find the money when you would like to go for all of digital twins, etc. And again, okay, just don't make me go on this one because it does just make me nervous. But
we're gonna bring on here, if we can, one of the big software guys. I'm gonna roast him. He's gonna get out of the BIM Cafe, totally destroyed probably, because the damage that the software companies made to the industry, also good things, but the things about the paying and license, the cost that they put is a bit complicated to handle.
So guys, thank you very much for being with us today. It was a great day, great Friday. We wish you all the best for the coming weekend. Please do not forget to subscribe for both. I think right now, just if you can just show the both things. Yeah, here we go.
We like raps.
No, I do. I have some music as well as it's here. So but guys, just please support us, share the message. If you would like to come and help us, just join us as well, because we are just also looking for the people who help us with the editing, etc. It's becoming pretty big hassle right now with the number of interviews which we are doing. So come over, help us. If you would like to participate, reach out to myself, to Enrique, just to get into the interview mode. And we wish you happy Friday, Enrique, isn't it?
Yeah, happy Friday, everyone. Just to remember, this QR code, if you want to collaborate and help the BIM Cafe to become sustainable and make this effort to be paid off. Also, you can scan this QR code, you get more information, or you can ping us online. We can share how to become part of the BIM Cafe and support this initiative. So thank you so much for all the one who already raised a comment, asked a question, and trying to make the BIM Cafe sustainable. Thanks to everyone for the newsletter and the YouTube channel. Guys, enjoy sunny weekend, May weekend. Hope wherever you guys are, and see you next one.
See you guys. Thank you very much. Thanks, Enrique. Have a great Friday, guys.
Bye. Ciao.
Bye.